Born into a fire, but let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping now. Beat the odds, keep a big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To play, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To play, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. You said I'd never ever hurt you well. You lied and I'm trying.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome in to the Mike Straw Show, a special daytime edition here, since we didn't have it this past Tuesday night, for August 22nd, 2024. We have a lot to talk about today. If you are new to the show, leave a like, leave a follow wherever you're watching, on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube. If you'd like to support the channel in any way, you can leave a super chat over on YouTube to guarantee your questions get answered and to help me continue as an independent creator and journalist. If you'd like to, if you have Amazon Prime and you aren't using your Twitch Prime subscription, use that over on Twitch. On Twitch, that avoids ads. And if you're on Twitter, just share, repost, retweet, leave your likes and your comments, and we will get to it. But like I said, we have a busy, big day. A lot of stuff to talk about today regarding NHL 25 reveal. We have the college football setting records, NBA 2K25's awful decisions that make no sense, that I'm just not a fan of. The response to Madden 25 continuing to be mixed, and Gamescom is this week, and we have a lot to talk about with Gamescom. So get your questions in. They'll be answered as we hit those topics here. Usually at the end of the show, again, is what we'll do. But we're going to get started right off the bat. We're going to get started with NHL 25. The reveal was leaked earlier this week because EA uploaded the trailer. They uploaded the trailer. left it unlisted rather than anything else, rather than making it private immediately, and it made its rounds, and we all saw it. We all saw it ahead of time. We all knew what was coming and things like that. So it's not surprising what we got today. We got the reveal trailer that showed the Hughes brothers, Quinn, Jack, and Luke all on the cover, marking the first time the set of brothers have been on any major sports cover. People will say, well, the Sedins were the EB Games exclusive, and that does not count. This is the main cover, the global cover, the official revealed cover. There's nothing, like, that's just how it is. This is the main one. And it's the first time we've had that. Not the first time we've had Vancouver Canucks players on there. Not the first time we've had Devils. We've had Marcus Naslund. We've had Marty Brodeur. So that's not new. But we did get a brief overview of the initial features in NHL 25. And a couple big things to take away right off the bat. NHL 25 is ditching last-gen consoles. Finally. They're ditching it. So no Xbox One, no PlayStation 4. NHL 24, or 25, Beggy, will be on Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5 only. So that means if you want to play the new NHL, you're going to have to finally upgrade to the new consoles. And it's about time. I've often said, and this goes with every platform, I have often said that we need games to leave last gen sooner than what they have. They've been out for 4 years, these consoles, and we're finally starting to see it. College football now released new gen only, or current gen. I won't call it new gen. That released current gen only, which is what it should do. But NHL also now doing it. Once again, no PC release. Still no PC release, despite the desire of fans and the talks within EA of it happening. But it's still not there. It's still not happening. And the big reason why is it's not due to piracy anymore. It is not due to piracy. It's due to the lack of total potential revenue. It's not as big. NHL on PC is not as big as NBA and Madden on PC is. As far as like the fan base on there and the sales, just because of how big basketball and football are, especially in the United States. The NHL games aren't selling even remotely close to that, so why put the efforts in there to that? So that's kind of where we're at with that and why we have no NHL on PC. We do have crossplay returning. Crossplay will be limited based on the FAQs and the posts today. Crossplay will once again be for World of Chell and Hut. So no online head-to-head crossplay like with friends where you can just do regular teams like you can in Madden and college football and things like that. And NBA 2K. So yeah, no crossplay for standard modes. Unless they're going to surprise everybody, there is no online franchise. Once again, no GM connected, whatever you want to call it. Unless you want to truly surprise people. They are talking about a revamped franchise mode. However, sorry, I was reading a message. That's one of the things. They're going to give more information later on. But what they say is franchise mode gets a revamp in NHL 25, starting with the franchise hub. Streamlined navigation gives players access to new, relevant, and easy-to-digest information. More to come on franchise mode in mid-September. The game launches October 4th. However, that's if you decide to pay the $70 expensive price. But if you want to pay $100, you get the game at its release on September 27th. Whereas if you pay the standard $70, you get it a week late on October 4th. Because they're doing the same thing they did with the AFC, and they're making it... they are making it no longer early access, but you pay extra to play the game at release, and then everybody else has to wait. So that's what we're looking at there. They are introducing new technology. The players, you know what? We're going to show just what this looks like. Some of the what the comparison in player models for NHL 25 and NHL 24 are. So here we go. Some of the comparison in the player models right here. NHL 24 on the left, 25 on the right. I mean, the players do look better. What I'm noticing are the jerseys. That's the thing I'm noticing the most. Look at the crest of the jerseys. Look at the sleeves of the jerseys. Just everything. To me, that's the biggest change. And what it looks are the jerseys. But we have plenty of screenshots to go over the new passing system, or AI system, and where they move on the ice, the vision control, how skates can be positioned. Your first look at the Utah Hockey Club, Clayton Keller, wearing the A on his chest. But we have our first look at Utah. We have right here Quinn Hughes with his one-timer. That's another feature. Skill-based one-timers is coming to NHL 25. We're going to go over that in more detail in a second. But here we have more comparisons of the player design. They keep saying next-gen players. Buffalo's Rasmus Dahlin and the arena there here in Buffalo. Just more screenshots, everything you'd want to see. So, the next-gen characters, they're saying, thanks to the introduction of Sapien technology to the NHL franchise and the power of Frostbite on next-gen consoles, all NHL 25's in-game characters have received serious visual overhaul. More info coming early September. So they say all of it. My biggest hope is that we get more player likeness scans. Hockey, you see their faces. They're not a face mask covering most of it. They have the shield, but that's about it. Having as many player likenesses scanned is going to be important, and it's key to what is going on with NHL and what people want to see. That's just how it is. What do people want to see with NHL 25? We mentioned it being current gen only. They have the Hut, a new wild card mode coming, which implements new unique rule sets. We'll find out how that more works in September. And then World of Chell is getting live events with an event schedule, and that'll change throughout the year. There is no mention of Superstar Mode in any capacity. Even on their game features. Presentation's going to be changed. They have new, we'll get to the presentation in a minute, but Superstar Mode, nothing seems to be coming with it. Nothing. If anything, it's going to be the same with like a little changes for the rules and salary cap and stuff like that, but we're not going to get anything with it. Presentation is getting an upgrade. Now, in the trailer, you hear another voice, and it makes me think there's going to be another new voice in the booth with James Cybulski, who's returning, but I'm not sure if that's what we're actually getting or what. On presentation side, they are introducing something called Grudge Match. And what they say is hockey is at its best when the competition is fierce. The all-new Grudge Match system tracks the history of matchups between teams across all major and online and offline modes in NHL 25 to add more context, stakes, and heat to showdowns with your rivals. So when they say across all major online and offline, grudge matches and things like World of Chell, I'm assuming, is going to be there. Hut is going to be there. And, online head-to-head, maybe, I don't know. because they don't specifically mention the modes. They just say major online and offline modes. Then they have the next-gen characters with the Sapient technology. Gameplay itself. There's a lot with the gameplay. New AI, these reactive actions, which say a series of brand new animations, make skaters more responsive in critical situations, giving them more urgency and ultimately more reliability during plays. Reactive actions reward players for proper on-ice positioning, increase collision avoidance, and offer authentic visual reactions for players to recognize and take advantage of in those high-action moments. And then skill-based one-timers is something that I find really cool. I think could be really fun in NHL 25, and that's read the attacking zone, find an open teammate, and be rewarded with a deadly one-timer you can see, feel, and hear the impact of. Skill-based one-timers create authentic gameplay tension as offensive excitement and expectation mixed with defensive concern and anticipation, with each pass creating unique moments and opportunities for high-scoring probability shots. I want to see how that works with your stick. Like, is it, when they say skill-based, is it based on the AI, the rating skills? Or is it based on the user skill actually taking the shot? That's what I want to know. That's what I'm interested to see. Pedigree. It doesn't. There's no mention of GM Connected in any way. They mention the franchise mode getting a revamp, but they do not mention online franchise or GM Connected at all. And it seems as though the resources just aren't being put into NHL. The NHL series has gotten more resources over the years, but it's still not where it I know for a fact it's still not where many who are developing the game would like it to be. They don't. They feel they should be getting more from EA. They're getting a lot, but it's still one of the smallest development teams overall at EA Sports. So it's a case of just they need money, they need the time, they need the effort. So, that's NHL 25. Let me know what you guys think, because there's a lot there to digest. And, you know, things like that. Madden, yeah, Pedigree. Madden's had it. Thought NHL would get it. NHL, I mean, when was the last one? NHL 14 was the last one of GM Connected. It has not been around since the Xbox 360 days. They blamed it on the lack of player base for the mode. But I can tell you, but people didn't play it, not because they didn't want it. It's because it was so broken all the time. Navigation, slow. Games dropped. Menus, everything. You couldn't make trades without it freezing and lagging up back then. It wasn't optimized. It didn't play well. So people stopped playing it because it was broken. And then they chalked it up to, oh, well, people aren't playing it, so why are we going to put the effort into it? That's what we're ultimately getting right now. And it's not, you know, anything. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Exactly. They said they're working on it. Like, they know people want it. So maybe we get that big surprise. I'm going to hope we do. I'm not going to get my hopes too high, though, for GM Connected. You just can't with this. There's just no way you can. No way whatsoever you can realistically do it. Let's see here. We have next. Let's move on. College football. The sales of college football have been incredible to see. EA Sports College Football, we all knew was a big game. We all knew where things stood. We all knew just how special it was. Had over 5 million players in its first week. Had the responses. So 5 million players its first week. The response was everything they could have imagined and more. Broke revenue expectations by the hundreds of millions. Even EA's president said to Sports Business Journal or Via Sport that the game blew out expectations, which is exactly what I had been reporting, and it confirmed what I had been reporting. We are... Let's see, we are seeing a game that is truly the first current gen console mover. We're seeing a game that is breaking down all these barriers when it comes to just how sports games are viewed. For the longest time, sports games are viewed as like the redheaded stepchild of games. They're a passing thing at the Game Awards every year, and they're looped in with racing games, though I think racing and sports needs to be a separate category entirely. Their own separate. People, when you talked about when I was at Sports Gamers Online, oh, you just cover sports games. You're not a real game. They were viewed in a lot of ways, sports games, as just lesser than. Some people would even say sports gamers and mobile gamers were the same. And College Football 25 has shattered that. There were a lot of people from the start. I knew it would blow out expectations. It would blow them away. And there were people who were trying to say, calm down, like messaging me, DMing me and all that stuff, telling me to like lower my expectations. It's still football. It's still a sports game. It's not, college football isn't that. College Football 25 for July of 2024 was the best-selling game for July of 2024. It came out July 19th officially, July 15th for those with the deluxe edition. So it was the best-selling game of July of 2024. Not only that, the MVP bundle is treated separately because it comes with Madden 25. That was the second best-selling game for July of 2024. So college football holds the top two spots. The top two spots. And then you look at the year-to-date, which had been held strongly by Helldivers 2. Within 2 weeks, college football became the best-selling game of the year. The MVP bundle, the fifth best-selling game of the year. I expect Madden to be on there after August numbers come out. But college football, not only that, it gets better. College Football 24, in its launch month, in its first month on the market, tripled revenue in sales revenue, tripled than the best-selling college football game ever released prior to that, and that was NCAA 07 in its lifetime. In its lifetime, it tripled that revenue. It is absolutely astounding just how well this game is sold. And then console spending was up 10% in July year over year. Hardware spending. College football is a big reason consoles went up. Oh, dog, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. College football led to more PlayStation 5 sales, more Xbox sales, and I can tell you for a fact, college football led to more sales of the Xbox Series S console than it had seen since the consoles first launched in 2020. This is the first killer app for the current gen, the first top level game, console moving game that we've seen for next gen, for current gen consoles. This is what we've seen. And I don't think there's any way else to put it, but God, just impressive, like stunning. And then we'll touch on this real quick. Sports games in general for July. College Football 25, the MVP bundle, MLB The Show, EA Sports FC, and UFC 5. All top 20 in sales. All of them top 20 in sales. Then you look at year-to-date best-selling games. College football, the MVP bundle, MLB The Show 24, WWE 2K24, Madden NFL 24, NBA 2K24, and EA Sports FC 24. All in the top 20 year-to-date sales. All of them. All of them. Sports games aren't dying. Sports games are thriving. They are absolutely huge. They are absolutely huge. So, if you think sports games are going anywhere or things are getting worse, they're not. What is getting worse is, and Michael Raphael, I saw your question about NHL 94 controls. Real quick before we move on. I'll ask, but they should have a simplified control scheme in there for players. They will have some sort of simplified control scheme for players, especially for younger players. Like my son will want to play. He's not going to do the skill sticks and all that. But we're going to move on to NBA 2K25 because we talk about sports games thriving. And James Bond, I will talk about that at the end of the show. So I will talk about that. About what you sent in. NBA 2K25 has made a lot of bad decisions. I've talked about what they're doing with My NBA, how apparently adding a Steph Curry area is a new feature. They're adding walking around a building to the mode. That's fun. But they did something the other day that really, really annoyed me. And it involves online just play now games. NBA 2K25 is now restricting the teams and how many times you can play as said teams in general online head-to-head play. They're they're classifying it as bringing back leagues. And there's going to be 5 different leagues, a 5 ranking system: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and GOAT. This is the GOAT, and it's not the greatest of all time. It's a GOAT. It's awful. Every player will begin at bronze, have all 30 current NBA teams to choose from, but in order to gain access to an expanded list, they got to level up. So bronze to silver, when you get to silver, you unlock 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s era teams. Silver, when you get to gold, you unlock 2000s era teams. Platinum, 2010 era teams. And GOAT unlocks a GOATed team, and then there's a new GOATed team each season. You'll need to accrue enough victory points by winning games to move to levels. And then they go, but there's a catch. You'll only be able to use the same team once every 5 games or until you level up to the next league, whatever happens first. And as much fun as it would be to dominate every game with the Celtics, there's an added incentive for using a lesser ranked squad. You rank up higher if you win games online with worse teams. Some people are all for that. I'm not. If I'm going to just go online because I want to play 1 or 2 games of NBA online against somebody, just do some play now online, which I have before I stopped playing 2K. with 2K23. I would just load up the game, play an online game, and then hop off because I wanted to play one game, but I didn't want to play against the CPU. And I'm a Knicks fan. 9 times out of 10, I just want to play as my Knicks. I just want to play as my New York Knicks. Sometimes I'll try a different team. Sometimes. But I'm a Knicks fan. Let me play as my New York goddamn Knicks. And now you're saying I can only play them once every 5 games? So out of 20 games, I can only be the Knicks 4 times. Okay, 2K. Way to do that. And what it screams to me is they can't monetize Play Now Online. So what do? The game with the most predatory microtransaction pushes in any sports game, period. Not even close. I don't care what you say. It is everywhere. You can't do anything. They do these, and we'll talk about that in a second too. We'll talk about that now too. They do things like make the city so big that in order to get around it in any reasonable amount of time, you need to spend your VC on a bike to get around the city in a normal amount of time. Otherwise, walking or on a skateboard is slow as all hell. Well, you don't have to buy VC. You don't have to spend it. You can earn it. Yeah, they make you grind just to enjoy the that's not fun. Grinding for the sake of just being able to travel somewhere faster is not fun. The new GM mode, like in my NBA, where you can walk around the building, screams to me that they're setting it up to allow you to spend VC to fast travel to go talk to people. Like, they just do things I'm skeptical and a cynic with all of it because we've seen it with 2K. They add these things and then added something else that basically goes, well, if you use your VC and spend money on this, you can do this. So now there's no money in Play Now Online. So they want to limit what you can do, tout it as some feature that'll likely turn more people off than it brings in or keeps people playing the mode. So then they can push them to other modes that they might ultimately spend money on. They can try and say this isn't what they're happening, but the optics are what the optics are, and we've seen it from 2K so damn much that everything points to how can we monetize this shit? And how can we funnel in our players to play modes that can be monetized, like my career and my team? And this, to me, is just, with Play Now Online, is just another way they're doing it. Another way they're doing it. And it pisses me off to no end. To no end. It's so frustrating. And we're seeing it in a lot of sports games. It feels like they're doing that with 2K25. With WWE, I mean. WWE 2K. With my faction. It just feels like they're funneling into things that you have to spend extra money on after charging $70 to $100+ for a game. They want you to spend even more after spending $100+ for a game. And it just turns you off so much. So much. And I'll just keep talking about it. I will beat this horse deader than dead can be. Because it's frustrating, and I know I'm not the only one, and I know there's so many of you watching who feel the same damn way. So many of you watching who feel the same way about it. And I don't get it. I won't get it. I'll forever not understand it. Before we move on, I want to take a minute to let you know that if you enjoy my work, you can follow me on any social media platform at Mike Straw Media. I'm making a more concerted effort to go over to Threads and do more there. Mike Straw Media everywhere. If you're on it, chances are I'm on it under Mike Straw Media. If you like my written work, you can find all my gaming coverage at insider-gaming.com. And you can find my sports writing. I am writing again on the sports side. NHL season will be starting soon, so I will be primarily focused on hockey coverage over at twsn.net. I just put up my column recently on why Russell Wilson will retire after this season. He's just not. It sounds so corny when I say it, but the phrase used to be "let Russ cook," and it's now Russ is cooked. And I go over the numbers that show things are going from bad to worse for Russell Wilson. So that's over at twsn.net. I also did a full season sim for college football this year to check to see, and the results of that are on the line. Bowl game projections, who makes it to the college football playoff, who wins the championship, and who takes home the Heisman Trophy. All of it at twsn.net. So let's move on. We'll touch on the next topic very quickly, and that's the response to Madden 25. Madden 25 has gotten so many mixed reactions for things. Madden 25, I'm enjoying for the most part. Zone defense is broken. It needs to be fixed, especially against the AI. Online, it's fun with people. I'm having fun playing online against other people. It's a lot more fun against real people than it is against the CPU right now. A lot more fun. Broadcast, I don't like. I muted play-by-play. I can't. Mike Tirico sounds too robotic. Kate Scott sounds like she's trying too hard, and I'm tired of Gordon. So I muted. It took me 2 days of playing to mute. Not even 2 days. Like a day of playing to mute the broadcast. So, or play-by-play. So that's what I did. So now I just deal with that offense. The playbook changes are fun. I like doing the cheap motion plays with Miami's playbook. That's really fun. Franchise mode. The draft stuff I think is so good. It's so good, the draft stuff. I enjoy it. You're going to see so much negativity out there. I will say the one thing with AI that's really good, and I think Mills, if you don't follow Mills Twitch, he posted it, and then I went back and watched some of my games. AI quarterback play is really, really good. Really, really good. I even like the run blocking. The run blocking is really enjoyable as well. Overall. A lot of it is really good. So, I don't know. There's a lot that needs to be done. There's a lot that is going to be done. Let's look. They did release after launch, in between shows, they did release a, hey, here's what we're working on type of thing. So let's load that up and we can talk about that quickly. We can go through it. They're working on a fix for draft class importing. They're working on superstar mode, like profanity filter. So they're updating that because there are certain things with the profanity filter. Someone couldn't put their name Ben. Their name was Ben, and they couldn't have the name Ben. So there are some issues with that. Quest difficulty, ultimate team, like there's quite a bit. Gameplay cameras. There's an issue to me with zooming. They zoom in too far on post-play cameras that I'm hoping. Also, there's one thing that happens when you pull both triggers. It pops up the overlay, right? That circular overlay that's like, I like this play, or suggest kick, or suggest kneel, whatever. I hit both triggers accidentally way too much in this game, and man, do I bring that up in the middle of plays, and it ruins so much. That's just a me thing, I bet, but it ruins so much. But Madden 25, for the most part, I'm enjoying it. Not as much as college football, though. College football, I love. It is my favorite game of the year so far from a sports perspective. It's not my game of the year. My game of the year remains Balatro. But we'll see. But that's it for Madden. I want to get to Gamescom because there's a lot as we start to wind down the show for this week. And then make sure you get your questions in. If you want to help out and you're on the YouTube side, leave a super chat. Guarantee. Justin Stevens. Long time no talk. How are you, buddy? How are you? Justin's a longtime viewer, everybody, from my days hosting the SGO Press Pass with Jake. That great time. I am enjoying both. Also, I do want feedback. So I'm broadcasting the show before we get to Gamescom. I'm broadcasting this show on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. There's been a part of me that wants to just come strictly over to YouTube and leave Twitch. Or should I just stick with everything? Twitter, the testing, we're seeing how it goes with the Twitter broadcasts. I feel I'm based on interaction, and I feel Twitter doesn't really give you that, whereas on the other two platforms, you get the chats. And I like talking with you guys more than I like hearing myself talk. So 1 second. So we're thinking about that. Sorry. I got kind of caught off guard by the message I just got. There's a game that's being revealed, and it actually has to do with Gamescom. There's a game that's going to be revealed soon that has me super excited that I can't. James, yeah, I think I will. I think I'll continue to leverage them all. I just don't want anybody... The big thing is I don't want people to feel left out. With the show, at least. When it comes to games, like if I decide to stream games, which I think I might stream some Madden tonight, or college football. One of the two I'm going to stream tonight. Maybe like 9 o'clock Eastern. I'll probably do on one platform. Maybe I'll stick to YouTube for that. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe YouTube. Actually, I'll probably do YouTube and Twitch for those. And then Twitter will be for the news shows. Either way, back. There's a game that I've been told is coming to be revealed that has me so excited because it's part of my favorite game franchise of all time. And if you know me, you know what franchise that is, but I'm not going to talk about it right now. Mainly because I can't talk about it right now. But I got a bunch of text messages about it. So I'm super damn stoked. But Gamescom, let's talk about Opening Night Live. We had that on Tuesday. Full coverage was at Insider Gaming. Insider-gaming.com for all your gaming news, exclusives, and more. We have boots on the ground in Germany. Tom and Yanis and Grant are all in Cologne. I'm manning the ship, covering on the site side while they're all there, getting exclusive hands-on. We had hands-on with Squirrel with a Gun, Arena Breakout Infinite, Splitgate 2. Getting some stuff for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So much stuff. So much! Anyway, let's not do that again, Mike. We got the release date for Indiana Jones for December 9th. The confirmation that it's coming to PlayStation in the spring. It looks like they're aiming for April for PlayStation 5. I still think that Indiana Jones being first person, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, being first person is a bonehead move. I will scream it from the mountaintops. I think third person perspective for games, unless it's a first person shooter specifically. I think third person perspective is a better experience. I want to feel like I'm playing a movie. That's how I want to feel. If you're going to make a game first person like an Indiana Jones or anything like that, give me the option to switch between. Like Fallout. Fallout's a great example. I can do either or. I can do first or third. It doesn't matter. That I absolutely love. I want those options and it needs to happen more often than not. I want third person in every game like that. Every adventure game, action adventure, things like that. Like the Call of Duties, the Battlefield, the Delta Forces. I don't need that. I do like third person in Ghost Recon. I missed that, and I wish they'd go back to third person for Ghost Recon because that was fun. Army of Two, a great shooter, third person. Army of Two was a fantastic franchise. Kind of jumped the shark in the third one, but it was a fantastic franchise that holds a special place in my heart. But back to Gamescom. So we got that. We got the announcement, and the big thing with these two games is we knew about them in Insider Gaming ahead of time, but there was a lot of concern from our sources that had the information been leaked, they were going to pull the reveals and do it another time to make the people who leaked it look wrong. So we didn't leak it. We didn't post it. Ultimately, it worked out for the better because we got Borderlands 4 to kick off opening night live and Mafia: The Old Country, which was Mafia 4 for all intents and purposes, revealed from Take-Two. Two big games. And I did tease the Mafia game after Borderlands 4 was announced, which, they got to get all the good publicity they can after that flop of a movie. First movie in a long time I just stopped watching. I'm like, I'm done. Just tried watching it, got maybe 20 minutes into the movie, and I was done. Just bored the hell out of me, made no sense. Bad. It's just bad. Uninspiring was the best term I read about it, and it's the best term for it. But I tweeted, I don't think that's the last game we'd see major announcement from Take-Two or 2K. And everybody except one person got it wrong on what that game could be. One person did say Mafia, and he was right. Other games at Opening Night Live. Peter Molyneux showing back up was surprising. We got to see Masters of Albion. I don't know how I feel about it. I have a lot of, I don't know, it's another God game. I'm hoping that he does this right. His team does this right, because this is probably his last chance for redemption. Real one. The sports franchise? No. I'm talking about Opening Night Live from a couple days ago. 2K is working on the sports franchise. Like I revealed or reported last week, 2K and FIFA are in a lot of talks. They are in a lot of talks, and they are hopeful they can make an announcement later this year. But nothing, the I's have not been dotted, the T's have not been crossed, so they don't want to get ahead of themselves. But they are hopeful that an agreement can be reached by the end of to announce by the end of the year of some sort of partnership, whether that's with the Lego 2K game or an official 2K FIFA soccer game. I don't know. But that's the plan. Or that's the hope. So Masters of Albion looks promising. Certain games I have no interest in. I have no care for. Like Genshin Impact finally coming to Xbox. I don't care about the game, but that's a big, big thing because they missed out on a lot of revenue opportunity and a lot of players by passing on Genshin Impact as a potential console exclusive. The Goat Simulator trailer got me. It got me. There's an old game, Eat Lead, that you were a returning hero, and some of the bosses were like video game characters of the past. The way it started, that trailer made me think of that, and I'm like, what are they doing? And then all of a sudden you see the goat tongue. And I lost it. It was absolutely hilarious. It was hysterical. And I got it. Dying Like the Beast looks fun. I was so reserved on Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and I'm going all over the place because there's a lot to talk about. There was over 40 games shown during Opening Night Live, and there's a lot. If you had any games, if you watched that conference or you've seen any reveals over the last couple days, Let me know what your favorites are, because I know I'm going to miss some, and I want to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about with this. Because we're probably going to sit here for the rest of the show, answer some questions. That gameplay from Black Ops 6 looks stunning. The game looks incredible, and I went from being, I'm not getting it this year, I'll wait finally, to I think I'm getting it day one. I will get it day one and be happy. Lost Records Bloom and Rage, we got the updated release dates for February and March 2025 after that delay. We got the announcement of Monument Valley 3 is coming exclusively to Netflix games. Monument Valley 3, like 2 and 1 and 2 are fun puzzle games that I've had a blast with. But, you know, now we're getting Monument Valley 3 and it looks fun. It looks. Starfield, we got the confirmation for September for Shattered Space. Civ 7, we got the first gameplay trailer, and then we got the deep dive after, and I don't know. I want to see how it works. When I play it. So we know Civ 7 is coming. Real quick, Civ 7 coming February, Q4 2025. For all the people who on Twitter and on Insider Gaming in our comments tried to yell at me about how to read a calendar, about, you're saying Q4 2025, that would be in near December and November next year. What do you mean it'd be coming before before April 1st, 2020? Because of fiscal years. 2K, Take-Two and 2K, they do their fiscal year May to April. Q4 fiscal year 2025 is before March 31st, 2025. And we're getting Civ 7 in February. So don't tell me how to read. Y'all learn how to read. All right? All right. Civ 7. So they're doing things where their civilizations are being locked within ages. And I hope that's just like certain things. And I don't know how the ages system is going to work. I don't like the idea. I also don't think I like the idea. Maybe I will once I try it. But I don't think I like the idea of using different leaders with different civilizations. I don't want to use Gandhi with Russia. I don't want to use Gandhi with the United States. I don't like that. And this just might be me being like an old man, not liking change and all that nonsense, but I don't think I care for it all too much. Yeah, the Mafia and Borderlands, I'm super excited. Dying Light, I played Dying Light 1. Justin, I played Dying Light 1, and I never picked up Dying Light 2 or anything like that. Nephew! Yeah, understanding business. I got to stop engaging with the people who don't understand, Justin. I have to stop. A lot of you guys do understand. A lot of you guys are great. The people who truly follow me regularly and read what I write and have been with me all these years, you guys understand when I'm talking about the business side of things and the development side of things, which we will be bringing back in a heavy focus, the Developer Spotlight Indie Initiative. I think we're going to change it to the Insider Gaming Developer Spotlight. I think we're going to change the name of that and move forward to cover all development with games and really give an insight into how games are made. I'm super excited. I'm working on plans for that. I'm working on a lot of plans for that. We got a trailer for Squid Game Unleashed, another a mobile Netflix game. Arena Breakout Infinite was announced as coming to console. Dark and Darker Mobile, Batman Arkham Shadow is coming exclusively to Oculus or MetaQuest 3, and I think that might be the first or like VR game I really try and dive into that isn't Beat Saber. I have my headset right there on the floor in that brown box right there. And I haven't used it much other than Beat Saber. Arkham Shadow might be the game that gets me. It might be the game that gets me. I hope it's the game that gets me. Because it seems like a blast. We had Blizzard. We had a look at Diablo Vessel of Hatred coming out in October. Herdling, Monster Hunter Wilds, which we have a story up at Insider Gaming. Based on what people have played at Gamescom, it will be locked to 30 frames per second. on console. Hopefully we get a performance mode after the fact, but most people won't care or notice. When it comes to frames, I want 60. I don't need more than that. I do not need more than that. You're not going to notice much more than 60 frames per second, but you do notice 60 versus 30. We got a new trailer for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. King of Meat looks fun. Linked Banner of the Spark looks fun. No More Room in Hell. A lot of games look fun. A lot of games. Marvel Rivals, we got a release date of December, I believe 6th this year. It was leaked prior. Epic Games Store. Epic Games leaked it an hour before the reveal. Their social media team leaked it an hour before. So that's where we're at with that. King of Meat. If you haven't seen, all right, we're gonna put up the King of Meat trailer because I enjoyed it quite a bit. We're gonna get this up real quick. All right, let's take a look at the King of Meat trailer. Let's take a look.
It's Saturday night somewhere in the world, which means it's always time for King of Meat. Ready for action? Ready for mayhem? Ready for gold and fame pouring from the sky? Challenges from the most twisted minds of the most ghoulish dungeon creators are transformed into monstrous reality. It's like a nightmare in dungeon form. This is King of Meat.
How fun does that look? How fun does King of Meat look? That game looks so much fun. Nope, definitely wasn't a game about cooking. Definitely not a game about cooking. You would, I mean, you're not wrong to assume it. You hear a game, I'm the King of Meat. You think it's like a barbecue simulation. You're on a Food Network show and you have to you have to cook the best brisket ever. Nah, this is a dungeon co-op. Like, think Fall Guys meets Castle Crashers meets Mario Maker. Any dungeon crawler. It looks so fun. It looks like just a stupid fun game. And those are my favorite types of games. Stupid fun games are my favorite types of games. I enjoy it so much. So much. My 3 questions. What do I think of the UFL soccer game? Okay, here we go. So, real quick, the Shaw Show. What is this? What is the NHL trade? Because you know me with hockey. What was the NHL trade, Shaw Show? Jaegers dealt, huh? I mean, it's a minor trade. It's prospects. But Rutger McGrody, I mean, he was what? 14th overall in 2022? 14th overall in 2022. And so in 2 years, he's already traded to Pittsburgh. What a deal. You know what? Pittsburgh, I know they're old, but it's hard to see them turning around. But Braden Yeager's a solid player. So it's prospect for prospect. You literally traded back to back 14th overall picks. They were when was I want to know the last time for like pick players that were picked back to back years with the same pick were dealt for one another. Cause this is a fun deal. This is a fun deal. I do think McGroarty going to Pittsburgh is going to be beneficial to him in a major way. I think too also Shaw Show. I plan on doing once hockey season starts a weekly hockey show on the channel too. I'll have my gaming show, the Mike Strauss show, but then I think Mike Talks Hockey or Hockey Talk or something we're going to do. Also, I am getting guests involved on the show. My first guest, we are working on the scheduling, will be Assemble, Matt from the Assemble show. He will be, you can follow him on YouTube. Go subscribe to him at Assemble. I'll put his link in the chats. I'll put all of his links in all of the chats if you want to go follow him. Because he's a great guy and everybody should give him a follow. But he's going to be he's going to be my first guest as we start having guests on the Mike Straw Show. But yeah, that I'm super excited about it. About that trade. So, Justin, to your questions. My 3 questions. What do I think of the UFL soccer game? I've played the beta. I played both of the betas. If they really are going to release when they release in September 12th? Gameplay was rough. Gameplay was super rough. I hope they tune it. Everything feels janky and off. Just was not a fan. It wasn't good. I did not enjoy it whatsoever. Was not good. I'm hoping it changes. I'll give it a shot. It's free to play. And we'll see how their microtransaction model works. I'm okay with free to play microtransactions. Just, give me reasons to want to do it. If it's like, hey, unlock this mode in full for $10, sure, cool, let's do it. Or $20, I'll do it. We'll see. But you got to give me a reason, and you got to give it purpose. PGA Tour, PGA 2K, the new one's in development. The developers are hiring for the next game. HB Studios, they're hiring for developers for the next game. My expectations are that it comes out next year. I could see it coming out maybe around the Masters because of with EA doing EA PGA Tour, the Road to the Masters or whatnot. I could see them trying to capitalize on doing something similar, but it's in development. It's coming. I'm just not sure when they're going to announce it. But I do know they will have quite a few more courses. The plan is to have quite a few more real courses, more pros, and a deeper career mode. The other question, Topspin. No, they were not. They were not happy with the performance, and they only have themselves to blame for their terrible marketing. It is doing better than the new game that came out. Tiebreak. It is doing better than that game, but it's not a case of it's doing well. It's not like it's doing all that well for what 2K wants in a game. WWE 2K did fantastic. Made the game more profitable than ever. Made more money than ever. And 2K and Take-Two are going to are putting more resources into WWE 2K as a whole moving forward. They are putting more. They're putting more money back into the franchise as they made more money. They're doing what you would expect these places to do. Topspin was awesome when back in the day. It just didn't hit this year. It did not hit the way it did, and I think it's because the announcement to the game was so quick. It didn't have enough time to like build and percolate and things like that. Who makes the playoffs? Sabres, the Jets. I hope the Sabres make the playoffs first, so the New York Jets have the longest drought in sports history, or active sports playoff drought. All right, we got time for a couple more questions, and I got to hop off and get back on the news writing train. Follow me at Mike Straw Media on Twitter and wherever you get your social media. Threads is where I'm making conceited effort. If you are watching this on YouTube, please leave a like and subscribe. The likes help get me in front of more people and help grow the channel. If you're on Twitch, thank you for following. Thank you for hanging out. If you are on Twitter, leave a follow, leave a like. Check me out on the red site or the purple site, whichever you prefer. Mike Straw Media, every platform. I appreciate you guys tuning in on this midday show. I kind of like the midday show. Maybe I'll start doing a day show and a night show. Like I do a day show. Maybe the hockey show is daytime and then the games is at night. I don't know. We're going to figure that out. But we'll be back Tuesday night for the next Mike Straw show. Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be incorporating guests starting hopefully next week, if not the week after. But we have a lot of things to talk about. And the Preds are going to be good, but I don't think they're going to be a top team in the West. I think it will take time for them to gel, and they'll probably finish I think they might win the division, but I don't think they're going to be the West's best team because I do think having that many new players who've never played together will have to gel. The Undisputed. There was James Bond did bring it up. I do want to talk about that. Brian Mazik, I can tell you if he's writing about it and if he's originally reporting it, I would take it to the bank. If he's not originally reporting it and it says according to reports, I'm more skeptical. I'm going to reach out after this show to Steel City and get an answer. I'm very close with them, and I'm going to do my best to get an answer. Jalen, will Undisputed success or lack thereof be a big factor? It will be a factor. Fight Night is in development, but EA is okay if they have to cancel it. I think the success of Undisputed, if they see there's the market there, will help. If they see, holy shit, people really wanted this boxing game, we need to get on, it will be announced in short order. I do believe in short order it will be announced. So that's I think what we're looking at there. But until next time, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it more than you ever know. Be kind to one another, as always. And I will see you again real soon.